Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Ange with Steel City Scented. We are taking a break from my regularly scheduled programming this morning. I'll talk about Swoon from Neil Morris because it's awesome, and Jovan Sex Appeal for Men. The ad is so great. Please go look that up on YouTube. Just the actual ad. I want to make it into a t-shirt. I'm going to wear it around. My friend from Australia, who's not in social media or else I would credit him, he's a gangsta, sent me 10 awesome things to scent mail. There's some samples, some decants, and a full freaking bottle, like, of Profvmvm Roma. That shit's expensive, so I owe him some things. But I'd love to hear if anyone has experience with these, because I've not had experience with some of them, hence he was kind enough to send me them. And not for confirmation bias per se, but I just want to hear everyone else's experience with them. So please do let me know, and we can chat about prioritizing if anybody wants to do that. So cool, let's get into it. I'm not going to go through the house history because that video would be really, really long, but I will walk through the notes of them. So first is Anka Kus, Ismail Effendi, The Rose Bandit. And this came out in 2020, and it is, I'm looking from Profvmvm because I just compiled all of them here. The top notes are oregano, rose, and I assume white musk. Hard notes of damask rose, rose otto, saffron, carnation, lavender, narcissus, patchouli, and raspberry. I'm already so pumped. Ambergris, benzoin, and cedar. So this will be awesome. Secondly is Anka Kus Kitsungari. Kitsungari. And this was released in 2021. And the label for this is actually really cool. And the top notes are basil, bergamot, grapefruit, lemon, lime, orange blossom, and tangerine. Citrus. Heart notes of carnation, damask rose, jasmine, and vanilla. I don't know what kind of vanilla. Base notes of amber, benzoin, civet, yay, labdanum, leather, oak moss, patchouli, and sandalwood. Don't know which kind. So yeah, this is awesome. And he actually, I was gonna go buy a lot of decants of this from ScentSplit. So again, thank you, Edward, you're a gangster. Next we have Anka Kus, Miskul Harim. And this guy was released in 2021. And top notes are clementine and grapefruit. The mid notes are angelica, benzoin, jasmine, don't know what kind, musk, don't know what kind, myrtle, cherry, geranium, and vanilla. Bases of labdanum, musk, amber, patchouli, don't know what kind, cedar, Chinese oud, frankincense, sandalwood, and vetiver. Oh, and I'm sorry, the perfumer for all of these, I think, is a guy called Al Manale. So let me check actually the perfumer for this guy. I believe it's all the same person, yes. Al Manale for the Rose Bandit, Al Manale for the Kitsungari. Okay. This Ember is the next, and I actually have a bottle of this, but I've not ever sprayed it. So, this Ember, Anka Kus. This one's 2021 as well. This is top notes of musk. Interesting, the top notes musk. Heart notes of amber, ambergris, cashmere musk. I'm honestly not familiar with that note so much, so we'll have to read into that. I don't know what kind of rose, or if it's an aroma chemical. Vanilla, Chinese oud, myrrh, tobacco, birch tar, frankincense, cinnamon, labdanum, and tonka bean, and Virginia cedar. Awesome. So this will be cool. And then we get out of the Anka Kus. So again, I'm really stoked about those because that's a brand. They're not terribly expensive. The main line, there are a couple. There's one called the Red Cloud that I had a decant of that I didn't even spray it because it was like $500 a bottle. And I said, if I spray that and fall in love, I'm going to want to buy a bottle. No, so I sent that to him actually. So next we have Claus Porto Agua Geranium, and shout out to my boy Will who sent me a decant of this. I love this stuff. So he actually sent me 30 mls of this. Like, thank you, dude. I have a Traveler, but now I have 30 mls. This was released in 2018. I think this is by Lynn Harris. Yeah, so Lynn Harris is a perfumer that started her own house after she did a shitload of work for a bunch of designers and other smaller houses. She founded Miller Harris. And then, from what I understand about Miller Harris, I think she separated ways or parted ways with them. And now she has a brand called Perfumer H. And she also founded Claus Porto, I believe, but I'll fact check that. But her highest end line is called Perfumer H. I have several of those offerings, and we'll talk about my feelings on those at another time. But okay, so on to Claus Porto Agua Geranium. So This is actually really beautiful, really great in the heat. This is the Angelica root, bergamot, lavender, geranium leaf, clove, and rose. And then the base is moss, musk, patchouli, tonka bean, and vetiver. So this is, again, really great in the spring and summer. You can wear it anytime, but it really comes out in the spring and summer, so awesome. The next fragrance he sent is Givenchy Gentleman from 1989. So, this is one of those fragrances, and you all know my adoration for vintage fragrances. I would definitely recommend trying to get an older bottle of this versus a newer bottle. If you go on Profvmvm or Fragrantica or Base Notes, there's actually 2 separate entries in Fragrantica for this. I would get the older ones. This was originally released in 74, I'm sorry. The older bottles have black caps, black circles on them, and foil looking labels. The newer bottles have silvery looking caps. But if you want a good patchouli fragrance, this is like a reference patchouli for me, as an older fragrance. A newer reference patchouli would probably be Jovoy Psychedelic, or some, well, we'll talk about patchouli fragrances later, but never mind. Back to the point. This one is top notes of honey, bergamot, cinnamon, lemon, and rose. It's not a really animalic honey though. Heart notes of patchouli, cedar, jasmine, and orris root. I don't recall the jasmine in here being really animalic, but I haven't worn this in a while. And the base was of patchouli, leather, oak moss, musk, amber, vanilla, and vetiver. So again, the older bottles are why you want to go with the oak moss obviously was banned by IFRA. So the older bottle you can get, the more gnarly it's going to be, the more rich. And I think he says 89, so, or 80, early 80s actually. So this one's going to be fantastique. So I have a couple bottles of this, but again, thank you for sending this because now I have more. And you can overspray this one though, but we'll talk about this later again. Okay, so I gotta move on. The next one is Jovoy Rose Millésime. I've not ever worn this one actually. So this is 2017 by, oh, I'm sorry, Perfumer for Givenchy Gentleman is Paul Leger. This Jovoy Rose Millésime is by Vania Moracciole. This is, sorry. This one is Bulgarian rose, candied apple, and spices. Interesting. Rose centrifolia absolute, and white musk. So this will be interesting to see. The next one is by a brand that I really do love. Les Immodables. This is Vanille Van Cor de Oud. And I've not smelled this one. If you see, look up the juice color on this. It is a beautiful shade of dark reddish brown. This is 2024 and limited release, right? This shit is expensive. And this is, the perfumer actually is Anton Lee. Anton Lee he's awesome. Everything he does I feel like is just great for the most part. This is Colombian cocoa, Comorian vanilla. I'm not familiar with that type of vanilla, so I'll have to look that one up. Cambodian oud and Egyptian jasmine. The oud is not really pronounced in this fragrance from everyone to whom I've spoke about this, so I can't wait to try this on and see how it goes. Second to last, he sent me a full bottle of Profvmvm Roma. This is Rosemundi, and this one was released in 2012 by, I don't know the perfumer. It doesn't say on Profvmvm. But the notes, there's only 4 listed: rose, patchouli, cedarwood, and vetiver. So as a house, though, these tend to be quite linear. So when you put them on, it's like what you see is what you get. So they have, Echinacea is one I really like from Arso, Labdanum. But again, they're pretty linear. So I'll probably wear this when it gets a little bit warmer to try it out. But I'm stoked to have this. They're all pretty good. And then last, but surely not least, Spirit of Dubai. Is it Raya? Roeya? And really quickly, this is 2022 by, I don't know the perfumer, it doesn't say. And this is amber, cashmeran, mandarin orange, narrowly tuberose, saffron, jasmine, sambac, orange blossom, papyrus, oud, ambergris, and Breton fir. So we'll talk about this one also. I've only smelled Spirit of Dubai at Scent Explorer. They were quite synthetic on my skin, so I'll be interested to see what this one looks like. Okay, thank you for joining me through that really quick review of what I got though. Again, if anyone's had experience with these, please let me know. If anyone wants to prioritize samples, please let me know. Talk to you later, guys. Have a good day. Thanks, bye.